So in one of my past videos, I decided to go ahead and check out this little enclosure from Unitek. Basically, it takes an SSD and puts it in there. But in this video, we want to find out, is there any difference between an external SSD like this that's in an enclosure or the Samsung T7, which is just a straight portable SSD. All right, so I'm not going to do an unboxing or anything like that. So I already took the liberty of getting this out. You basically get this little thing, which is, I have my little IKEA card here, and it is the same size as that. So the Samsung T7, very small, very sleek, but what can we do with this thing? Basically, it's a SSD that will connect to your Type C, or you can use a regular 3.2, 3.1 USB. But you can also use the Type C, which is what we're going to do in this video. Anyway, as far as what comes in the box, I'll just let you know, because I'm not going to do an unboxing of this little thing. You get your manual, and you get 2 different cables. You get a regular USB Type C, and you get a regular one that has just a regular USB that we're all used to, but we're also getting used to these Type Cs.
So I'm just going to go ahead and jump in here with a little bit of voiceover to tell you a little bit about this. The Samsung T7's claim is that it gets 1050 megabytes per second read speed, and it gets 1000 megabytes per second write speed. So that will give us that 10 gigabytes per second that we can get kind of a maximum out of the USB 3.2. But now on the other hand, we're using the enclosure, which that will give us a 10 gigabits per second through USB 3.1, new gen. So that's still 10 gigabits per second. So we're gonna probably get around the same speeds, or we should get the same read and write speeds.
Basically what this thing does is takes your regular SSD and you can put it inside the enclosure. Anyone that you buy the NVMe, as long as it's an M key for this enclosure, you can buy ones for all the other ones. But this Evo has a read speed of 3400 megabytes per second and a write speed of 23 megabytes per second. So if we put this thing in here, the only thing is that we will never get 34 megabytes per second when we put it in here, and when it's in the computer, you definitely would get that speed. So what we want to do is find out if there any difference between these two, and we're gonna go ahead and check that out.
All right, so as I went and I just did some quick tests on this, we got 10,089 megabytes per second. So we actually got over the claimed amount that we were getting from Samsung. They were saying that we get 1,050. So we got 1,089. So we're definitely getting good on there. But now when I got to the write speed, it was lower, and I did this test a few times, and it was consistent that it only got around 945 in around that area, around 900 to 950. So I never really got more than 950 on it. 948 I think was the best one that I got on there. So that was a little bit disappointing. Now I went ahead and I tested the enclosure as well, and what you'll see here is that we got what we were expecting. We get the max of what we can on both the read and the write speed. So we got 1077 for our max read speed, and like I said, I've tested these a few times just to make sure that it was kind of consistent. But remember, this has the Samsung Evo in it, which it should go the fastest that the USB will allow it to. So we got 1077 on our read, and then we got another 1077 on our write speed. So we got both up and down the same amount. And like I said, the enclosure here is definitely the clear winner. I tested both of these a few times, and it was very consistent. So you're always getting that maximum speed with the enclosure, and it just doesn't seem like that's the case when we look at the Samsung T7. Now, just for reference, I do want to show you just my regular 2 terabyte. I think it's the inland actually that I did in my last video. This is the inland SSD. Well, it's in the computer. We get 3,392 on our maximum read speed. And that's pretty much what we want to see with an internal SSD. Now on the write speed, we get around 3,000. We get 2,975.69. So it's a clear choice that if you want the fastest speed, definitely put it in your computer. I mean, I shouldn't have to say that, but it's definitely something that I wanted to show you in this video. So let's go ahead and talk about the results.
All right, so we definitely got some results here. Like I was saying, with the Enclosure, you definitely get everything that you can possibly get out of the read and write speed. When we're using the portable drive, the only downfall is that it's not going to be as consistent, because I ran those tests a few times to make sure that they're a little bit consistent. And my main thing is with the Samsung is it wasn't consistent on the read speed. Or write speed, sorry. Yeah, the write speed. The write speed was around 800, and that's mainly because everything is, your speed is limited by what they put on here. With the Enclosure, you're getting, no matter what, the SSD that's in it is going to push out everything it can. So whatever your USB Type-C can handle, it's going to push it out there, because there's no way you'll get to 3,400 megabytes per second. So it's going to max out at that 1,000 megabytes per second. So the question people were asking me in the comments, or I don't know if it was directed toward me, it's in my comments anyway, is there a difference between an Enclosure and something like this, which is an external SSD? The real answer is not really. There's obviously some benefits of going with this, like it's small, sleek, it can fit in my wallet. But with this, it's a little bit more bulky. You're using an actual SSD in there, and that's the benefit of this one, is that I can take out the SSD and I can put it into my computer if I wanted to, and run it from there. You cannot do that with this, because it's just it is what you see is what you get, WYSIWYG. But with this, it's portable when I have it in there, but sometimes you don't want to have your M.2 just out and about anywhere. You don't want to always be taking it out. A lot of times if you put together your computer, use it as a main drive, you don't want to take it out of there. But if you go with something like this, whatever the cost of your SSD is what it is. So I can put in the most generic SSD in here if I wanted to, and use it as a drive, external, take it out. I actually took this out on vacation with me about a month and a half ago, and it worked great. So I definitely would recommend getting something like this if you want to use a regular SSD. But I even more recommend this because it is a lot more portable, less bulky. It definitely can fit in your wallet. Like I said, it's the size of a credit card. So which one would I recommend? This one or this one? Both, man. You definitely both of them. You can use either one. It all depends on yourself. As far as my results go, I have to go with the Enclosure because I'm getting a consistent in and out of the drive, instead of with this one I got a little bit fluctuating when I had on the write speed. And maybe it's just my SSD. Maybe I got a one that wasn't that good. I don't have brand deals with anybody or anything like that. It's all just, I go to Micro Center and buy it, and I come back, I review it. So I very much like it. That's all I can really say about it. My SSDs definitely, I like having in my computer, but having more of a portable option is definitely something to think about. So I want to thank you all for watching this video. Make sure you hit that like button, definitely subscribe if you're new to the channel. You all take care and happy gaming.